welcome back. I hope you're all doing really well. So in today's video I'm going to be talking about my story of ovarian cancer. So it was 8 years ago. I was 22. I fell pregnant with my second child. Unfortunately, I lost my child due to miscarriage. When that was happening, I had went for a scan. They confirmed it was a miscarriage. They had saw a shadow on my right ovary when I was having the scan to see how the baby was doing. Obviously the baby didn't survive. So because I was grieving, I know that the hospital told us I have to go to the GP to get that sorted, and I didn't. I left it for months and months, and then one day I decided I need to go get this seen to because I'm starting to feel pain. So when I started to feel a pain, it was like something twisting and pulling, and there was stabbing pains, and that was quite painful. So the GP said he's seen my notes and he's going to refer us to the hospital to have further scans. So went to the hospital, and it was, what they said was, it was a 7-centimetre cyst. That's what the hospital told us. So from then on, I was getting letters posted through the door saying that you have to come for a scan on this date. For a full entire year, I was backwards and forwards for scans to make sure if things were okay, but a full year and a half went by and I still didn't have surgery. And then the more worrying thing was, the cyst had turned into borderline cancer, and then it grew to 22 centimetres. But the GP says if you imagine a rugby ball but that's flattened, that's what it would look like. So then come the surgery, and I only found this out on my doctor's notes a couple of months ago. This wasn't in any letters at all. I had obviously had the surgery to remove the tumour. They left the tube inside, but when they were taking away the tumour burst. And I wasn't told this at all. But when they were draining the tube, the fluid that was inside of us, I was then told that if you imagine Coca-Cola bottles, your big ones, so 2 of them is how much liquid that they drained from me when it had all bursted inside. So obviously they've got like a hoover or whatnot, and they've had a bag attached to that, and they've hoovered that up, and that's the amount of fluid that come away. So I was quite shocked when I heard that, because I wasn't told any of this. All I was told was that the tumour's removed, I've had stitches, need to go get the stitches taken out in a week's time at the GP, and that's what I did. So a couple of months went by. The cancer team wanted the hospital to remove the tube. Now, taking myself back to the first time I ever got told that it was borderline cancer and then I had to have surgery, I was absolutely shitting myself because I couldn't deal with the fact that this is my first surgery. I'm going to be put to sleep. I'm going to be, you know, having all this done, I'm so scared. So all those feelings come back again, and I was petrified. I thought to myself, why couldn't they not just take the tube out with the ovary, you know, together from the first time? But then I asked the surgeon this, and he says, well, if the tube's there, you've got more better chance of pregnancy. And I was like, well, you need, you know, an ovary to conceive. So what's the tube gonna do? So anyways, I had to go through the surgery again, and then I had the tube removed. During this time, you know, when I first found out that I had borderline cancer, I stopped smoking. I stopped, you know, meeting up with friends, having a drink and stuff like that. And I thought myself, I need to live a healthier lifestyle. So I did. And I still believe that it didn't work, you know. I've had the tube removed, but I have one ovary left. But my family were saying, is it not easier you having a hysterectomy? And I says no, because I want children. So they're like, okay. I was under the NHS for 5 years to have a look to see how my good ovary was doing, and I got the all clear. Didn't have any nastiness there. The ovary's all healthy and everything, the tube is. But obviously I've had a lot of people say it was, do you not think the reason you've had a miscarriage is because of that being there, you know, the borderline cancer? And I was like, I don't know. So I asked my GP, could this be what could have caused it? And he says, we don't know. That's all you get, really, because with miscarriages, you don't know exactly what causes them to happen. But I've lost 3 children due to miscarriage. My first pregnancy, I was 16. Then I was 22. And then 2 years ago, I'm 31 now. 2 years ago, I had lost my 3rd child. So every single one has been hard. It is still possible for you to conceive with just one ovary. My nana, she has one ovary, because when she fell pregnant, they said that she needs to have the ovary and tube taken away after she's give birth and stuff, because it wasn't working properly. But she gave birth to my uncle, and obviously she had that ovary taken away. And then she went on to have more kids with just one ovary. So it's possible. And then obviously myself, my 3rd child, I conceived my child with having one ovary. But sadly, my child's not here anymore. However, I am finding that with one ovary, it is a lot harder to conceive. Like, my fertility is up and down. But I'm going to talk about fertility in another video, because there's a lot happening with that, so that'll be another video. The symptoms of ovarian cancer, even borderline, is, from what I experienced, was severe bloating, and constantly needing to go to the toilet all the time for a wee. And when I was eating, I was quite full. I could have literally 5 chips and, you know, a little bit of chicken, and I'd be full. And then it was like a feeling of being stabbed, and I asked the surgeon, the feeling of being stabbed and stuff and like twinges, what's actually happening? And he says the tumour is actually turning to feed off your blood supply, and when it's feeding off your blood supply, it's getting bigger. So then I was thinking, well, you's let that go on for so long, and obviously I've had complications. You know, it's one of these things that like have annoyed us, and I should have took things further, but we decided not to. We just let it go, because I believe waiting, going backwards and forwards to appointments and nothing's getting done straight away as to why things have gotten worse for myself and my health. And with that getting a lot bigger, I don't, like, I've never agreed with that. Like, why should you have to wait, keep going backwards and forwards for scans and stuff when it's as big as it is and you could have surgery? I wasn't on any waiting lists either. They could have done it next day. Like, I can understand it needs to be a little bit more bigger. So obviously from it being 7 centimetres to then a whopping 22 centimetres, you know, my stomach was out here. And it was painful. And what made things even more painful was the fact that I would walk down the street and people who I hadn't seen for a long time, you know, whether that be people I didn't speak to anymore or what have you, would come up to me and say, "Oh my God, are you pregnant?" And then I would have to tell them, "No, I'm not. I've just lost a child. And I have, you know," I explained what I had. And then they're like, I'm so sorry." And then you never hear from them again. Like, yeah, fair enough, they may have not known. But some of these people did know what I was going through, but they still asked if I was pregnant. Obviously, I had a hard time, a really hard time. Everyone's experiences with this is different, but it was nothing but tears and heartbreak, and I kept thinking I was going to die all the time. The pain is so bad, it's so severe, you do feel that way. So the type of surgery that I had was laparoscopy, I can't really pronounce it, but if you get what I mean, it's just basically prongs that, you know, go inside of your belly. I was told I would get cut open, but that never happened. So I have scars on my belly. So where they went is through my belly button. You can't really see there, but there is a scar here. And there's a scar just there. So they went through up here, went through here, and went through my belly button. And they also went into here as well. So I've had about 3 or 4 incisions made, and then the prongs is what I call them, is where they've went into to remove and cut. That was the type of surgery that I've had done. Being a teenager and starting my periods and stuff like that, I was never a person to have normal periods. It was always irregular, and I would always bleed very heavy. But we have been backwards and forwards to the GPs and stuff, and then they just have always told us, just keep track and then come back if there's, you know, you're getting more severe pain and stuff like that. So I just went on throughout life just putting up with it. But I don't really want to talk too much about, you know, fertility side of things, because like I say, that's for another video. I've never had normal periods. They've been all over. I've been normal, then I haven't, normal, then I haven't, and it's been like that for since the age of me being 12 when I first started. I'm now 31 and I still have irregular cycles. I've had some nasty things said of us over the years when it's come to me having all these problems with conceiving and stuff. I've been told that I might as well have a hysterectomy because I'm infertile. You know, and then bringing a child into the world isn't for me. This is what I've had people say to us, and it has broke my heart. But obviously in the terms of all these nasty words and stuff, I don't let it defeat us. I'm not infertile. It's proven that I can still conceive even with one ovary. It's happened before. Unfortunately, my child's not here today to be here with me. But I know that I'm never ever going to stop trying, and all the people that have been nice to us and said never give up, that's what I'm standing by. I'm sticking to my guns and I'm never going to give up. But if it ever come to a time where I can't have any and these patterns keep happening with us where I'm keep having losses, then I know it's traumatic for me and my partner, but I have said that there is a limit, that if I keep continuing to have them, then I'd rather just not put myself through it or my partner, or, you know, having my child in pain, you know, dying, then I would stop. I have 2 amazing little dogs, and I've said that I see my dogs as little children, and to be honest, they're enough. But I would love to have a family one day, and that's what's on the cards. So I'm not going to give up for now. We'll see what the future holds. But I do want to say that if anybody, any girls out there that are experiencing going to the toilet quite frequently, you're getting severe bloating, your periods are not normal, and if you're bloated after meals and stuff and you're getting a lot of pain, please go get it checked out. I left it long because I was grieving over the loss of my child, and you should never leave it, because what I've been through, it can make it more worse if it's left. It's like these things with cervical smears. We've all had them, and it is understandable to why it is scary, because you're seeing all these things and you hear horror stories about it. It's not as bad as what it seems or what it sounds like from other people. It's always best to put your health first before anything else. If you're grieving over the loss of somebody, it is hard, but it's always best to get your health checked. Your health is your main priority. Never ever leave it. So if you're experiencing symptoms like of cramping and everything else that I've mentioned, please go get yourself checked out. Tell your GP of what you feel and what you're going through and what you want done. Never let anybody tell you what they think you should do. It's what you want. Because I have had a lot of, you know, my GP saying, well, I think you know, we should do this, and then when you do it, it's not the right decision. I think in this day and age you need to put your foot down, and it's what you want. You want people to listen to how you feel, and it's the best way to go of explaining what you want. So I think that wraps up everything today. I just want to say as well, I am trying to build my channel up and make content as much as I can. I wouldn't say I'm new to YouTube. I have had different accounts in the past where I've done videos, I've deleted them, and I've had subscribers, and then obviously I've took my channels down because I thought, it's not for me. But I don't really do much in my spare time, just, you know, on my phone, do all my housework and stuff, walk the dogs with my partner, and then I think to myself, I need a hobby, I need to, you know, do things. So if you like to see content like this, or if you have any suggestions, then please leave your suggestions in the comments. If you like these type of videos that I'm putting up, it's slowly but surely, it is coming. I've got a lot of plans in my head what I want to do for the channel. So yeah, don't forget to subscribe, it's free. And click the bell notification so you don't ever miss a video. I'll see you all in my next videos. Bye.